Dude, out of nowhere, 2 brand new maps got added for all modes in Black Ops 6 ranked play. 2 new guns are still in play, and on top of that, the pros are testing these same maps and classes. This is definitely going to shake the game up. And you'll be glad you watched this video before hopping back on ranked play, because we're going over the best positioning, god spots, and even callouts for the 2 brand new maps, Bounty and Dealership. Now, it's possible these maps won't even be here for long, so make sure you stay tuned to learn them as quick as possible. And we're going to start on Dealership. We're going to go to P1. If you play this map before, you definitely know that you can go through these grates right here. These lead to the top mid window. You can slide through them, or you can just shoot them or punch them. Same with these buttons that go into the garage. If you're ever far away and want to either open or close the garage door, you can do so by shooting it, of course. And as we go up to mid, I'll show you that with that same grate mid, you can slide into it and destroy it to flank. But this entire area is P1. Kind of the most important aspect of this hill is that these tables are at the perfect height to be crouched. And so a lot of your entry gunfights are going to start by long sliding and then staying crouched on these head glitches. If you pair that with like a slide to prone and then snake up, your opponents will barely see you before you're dead. So be sure to use all this cover to your advantage, but anybody that's going to be holding or contesting P1, this is exactly how you're going to want to do it, while of course having a teammate look over you from the top window to watch their side. And from the opposite side, if you're trying to push the hard point, one thing you can keep in mind if you know that somebody is top window is that you can slide deep enough into this corner to where you're unseen from the top window. So if instead of like slow peeking around the corner, you slide all the way out till you're behind cover and maybe have a teammate follow you up to take care of the kill, or you can first slide out to the cover and then re-challenge with a snake or something like that. And if you're an AR player wanting to contest somebody at this top window that I'm showing right here, from the showroom side, you can jump on top of this platform, which gives you a nice angle towards that head glitch. If you don't want to step on the moving platform, you can actually stand behind it and still get an angle on them there. Just keep in mind that if they're crouched, it's not going to show much at all. But if they stand up or if they're swinging wide right, you'll be able to see them pretty easily. At the very least, I might use this spot to check if they're playing the top window, or even shoot the door open just to clear it out, before then jumping up to the top window and then contesting P1. For whatever reason, you can jump on top of this water jug. And if you turn around, it's not a half bad off angle for holding P1. You can't really move your left stick or else you'll fall off. But if somebody is challenging P1, they're not really going to be looking for you to be right here. And if you're trying to break middle or P1 from the side window, before you jump up and do that long mantle animation, what you might want to do first is hop on top of this planter right here. And it gives you a head glitch that looks over anybody that might be playing on those tables that we were talking about earlier. Even if they're crouched, you can still at least see them. And also when you do mantle up, make sure you're not doing it from underneath and you get the even longer animation. Make sure you start your jump before, just so that you get the shorter animation to jump up top mid. Same thing pushing from the side, start your jump sooner than you think so that you can catch it on the shorter mantle before jumping up to top mid. If you're trying to hold P1 or middle from this side and want to deny your opponents from getting top window, you can stand on top of the table right here to look over it. If you want to be a little bit closer or less vulnerable to people sliding out middle, you can jump not on top of the table, but on top of the couch. As you'll see right here, once you strafe left to the couch, you're able to see over the window towards anybody that might be pushing up to here. And if you're an AR player and play further back, you can hop on top of the trash can before looking over and having, of course, better positioning on anybody going up that window to get top mid. If you're trying to hold down the control point here, or the S&D bomb, or the hard point, this is a very deep corner that you can lay down in. But keep in mind, a lot of people are playing for it and will be ready for you there. However, if you crouch or stand up, you can actually get a red dot as people are crossing from the left to the right. That way you'll have the jump on them as they cross out. And of course, you can get aim assist and you can shoot them through it too. In the back spawn here, there is one crazy head glitch that would watch your entire right street flank. This is a great spot for like the P5. If you hop on top of the blue van and crouch or stand up at just the right angle, this head glitch looking over the street is legitimately unbeatable, to the point where if you lose this gunfight, you probably should put away the controller for a little while. You can also get on top of the white truck back here. On a map as small as this one is, especially on Search and Destroy, it's really not a bad play to sit in your spawn and watch people flanking either the right or the left, or working down middle. Take Skyline, for example. It is kind of scummy and lame, but a lot of people can sit in the back spawn just to watch for people taking deep routes. And here it's not a bad idea, especially when you have this much information. You can even go further back on top of the pallets here and get an angle over the top window before jumping up and having the entire left and right cross. On top of these pallets is actually not a half bad spot as well, because if you walk out here, you can see if anybody's taking a deep route to flank your back spawn. And also if they flank any closer or even go to the top window, you'll be able to spot them from here too. When we're talking Search and Destroy, if you want to lock down the bomb site that's here, a not half bad spot is to go up against the car like this. That way through your right window, you can see if anybody's going into the office, and through the left window, you can see if anybody's going towards the street. And these are literally the only ways besides the vent or flanking to get to this bomb site. And it's a heavily contested area, so a spot like this will actually end up being really helpful. Alternatively, you could hop up on this car, lay down, and have sort of a stair glitch that would look inside the office or anybody pushing the street. Find yourself more pushed up, you could lay down underneath the car and look towards anybody here. Just be careful because they might be able to get an angle on you from that head glitch right there. Another off angle for locking down the street is actually to play this close corner here and lay down. And if somebody ends up trying to jump up through the window, they actually can't see you unless they physically jump, and then they finally can. Most of the time you will be able to catch them mantling up. In P2, there are a couple different power positions to know about. The center table is of course crouch height, to where you can look over side door or front door. Behind the bar isn't half bad to watch over side door, and you can also see your cross from the front door. If you wanted to take a wider angle, you can hop on top of the back of the couch, which would give them less of a head glitch or less cover as they're challenging the front door. Same goes for all the couches on the right side here. Further back, if you're holding from the opposite side, if you crouch here, this is a great off angle to look towards the back door. And this wall here is crouch height, so if you're trying to funnel people through the side door and the back door of the opposite side, let's say you have your teammate watching the back, this is a great spot here too. For these stairs that look towards front P2, if you crouch on them and then slowly move your stick left and right, you actually sink down into the stairs, kind of like how we did in MW2 and MW3. You have to do it at the bottom of the steps and do it just right, but once you do, you'll sink way low into the stairs, and anybody challenging you from the front is going to be absolutely shook by how little of your body is showing. If you're holding from the front and want to play a little bit more cruddy, you can actually lay down here and watch them cross before snaking up and then challenging them for yourself. When we're talking P5, if you hop on top of this van right here and crouch, you're able to see underneath the windows for anybody that's pushing mid. And if you sink deep enough down, you can also have a nice head glitch for anybody that is looking over the window there. Just keep in mind that if somebody flanks you or deep right or deep left, you are fairly exposed. Also in P5 against this crate right here, you're able to see if anybody's pushing through middle. You even get aim assist on them too. However, they don't really show a red name. So I mainly use this for information while staying down and staying safe. You can of course stand up and then get a head glitch towards the top window as well. And if you end up on the hill from this spot and find out that your right door is open, you're able to wall bang it shut. Just look a little bit to the right of the fire alarm, wall bang it, and then you're able to open or shut the door. From the opposite side, you can crouch down and look towards the back spawn, or stand up and use the same head glitch for the other side. For A-bomb plant spots, there aren't too many crazy ones. So really the only plant spot that's that far out of the norm is if you plant on this side. Then you can play inside of garage, and if you close the doors, you can jump through the window and check for the bomb through there. And if they do end up popping the bomb, you can wall bang them through the garage. Just keep it in mind that it's not exactly like it's paper. You can't wall bang it that easily. So if anything, once they hop the bomb, I would open the door and then shoot them. For the B bomb site, if you stretch the bomb far enough on this corner, you can back up towards P2, and then you can check it from the music door like that. And up next is callouts. We'll start with dealership. This is going to be garage or P5. Hopping up here will be top window. Top window leads to P1. This is court or courtyard. Courtyard leads to arches, which are on either side. If you push through arches, you'll end up in P2. This side room here is called music. This side of P2 leads to closet. Closet leads to showroom. This is back spawn. Back spawn leads us to wheels, and wheels brings us back into P2. If we're pushing through court, this is small room or little room. We're actually going to go back up to top mid window, and this is vent. Vent leads out to A street. A bomb through the window leads into office. And this area here is P3. And here on Bounty, another small map. Honestly, you should be running 3 or 4 subs on your team. It is very mixy all the way throughout. So here's P1. You can crouch and head glitch this throughout the entirety of P1. But the main fight for P1 usually comes from this head glitch here that you can crouch on, but it's not necessarily the best head glitch. You can also jump on top of this part back here. Crouch on it to watch the right or left, but you're gonna have to stand up if you want to challenge further back. Then the other head glitches that fight over it are back here. The main other thing you need to worry about is people hopping on top of the lily pads, looking down towards the hill. Soaking time can be kind of difficult on P1. That's usually how it is. As long as you have the people that are looking over the head glitches, you should be good. Keep in mind that this weird fountain here can actually be used to hop up and watch the other side. You can do the same thing for either side of the double doors, depending on what side your opponents are coming from. If you find yourself back down from somebody that's on that head glitch, what you can do is work outside of the map, then jump on the sign, and then challenge it from an off angle. In case you haven't played this map yet, this is not the floor. It's glass. And the second that gunfights start coming through here, or somebody drops a nade, All of these floors will be broken. So I pretty much exclusively run on these parts of the outer glass street. Going back here in kitchen, this is also P2. It's a really small hill. The main contest points are going to be in this corner. You definitely want to keep an eye on vent as people are going to be flanking this. The back spawn is pretty easy to lock down. There are these head glitches that are at crouch height here. You're going to want to look at the top windows, anybody flanking the right office. And keep in mind that there's a ton of out of the map routes to flank, including on the other side as well. So this one leads to the sign that we were talking about earlier. This map is pretty symmetrical, which is nice, but a lot of the variety comes in the spawn points. Up here at this table is actually P3. Probably one of the better head glitches to sit on is actually behind this cabinet right here. Not only does it give you a nice angle that look towards the top green of the other side, it actually gives you proper positioning for anybody that's working up this ramp right here, because they're mainly going to be looking towards the back side of time, maybe somebody playing behind this desk. They're really not going to be ready for you to be there. This is one of the few head glitches that actually gives you an advantage over anybody working up that side. If your team's trying to work the control point that's out here, a really great spot to sit is in this corner right here, because you'll catch people off spawn that are running up the steps trying to work towards the office or towards middle, and you're also safe enough from your left side that a lot of people won't be checking this far while they're pushing up. There is, of course, an outer ledge that kind of traverses this whole area, so if you're wanting to contest either P3 without being exposed to anybody that might be camping up top construction, that's probably your best bet on how to do so. The other control point is here, and your goal is really to push out the left side of the spawn so that you have them spawning either farther right or maybe even top construction. And this head glitch here is a great one to keep in mind, as you can look towards their top plat or the top steps that we were talking about earlier. And this is P4 or top strip. If you have the back spawns, a lot of your contesting gunfights are going to be from people sliding up here into top green or people that are hopping up top mid in order to contest from here. This is a great head glitch to keep in mind. You might need to shoot some of the glassware out of the way, but if you hold this just right, anybody that's sliding up to top green should be an easy kill. If you want to play a little bit further back on the hill, you can lay down on top of the couches and turn around. This doesn't look like much from my screen, but from your opponent's POV, they see a lot less of you than you see of them. This definitely works out to your advantage to hold the hill from here. And then this, the last hill, P5. The reception desk is not in this hill, but this is a great place where you can crouch and hold your front. This is a great hill where pushing the outer sign and working this side of the map is going to work to your benefit, as you're able to shoot people that are in the hill kind of like they're sitting ducks. If for whatever reason you want to do this, you can. If you plant safe on the front part of the A-bomb, let's say you're in this corner here, if you go back into the vent, you can lay down. You have to be really, really careful. But if you lay outside of the map just far enough, you kind of have to manually press your left stick so it doesn't automatically bring you back, and you don't want to go too far or else you'll fall off the map. But if you hold it just right, they really won't be able to see you unless they're looking for you. If you stretch the bomb out in this corner here, it's a super easy check from the top window here, or even if you play here towards top strip, you can look down on the bomb. You could lay down and give it a peek from the windows. Also, if you break this back window, you can crouch behind the front window and lay down here. This gives you a very weird angle towards their top office strip, and then you can crouch up and check for anybody on the bomb. If you plant more so on this corner right here, you can back all the way up into their spawn and of course check it from here. You can even go way further in the back of their spawn and check the bomb from here. One of the better places to plant for is actually this front corner, because if you do that right there, you can back all the way up through mid, assuming that the doors are open, and you can check it from a way safer area back here. Alternatively, since it is stretched for this side, you can back up towards kitchen. You can kind of see the bomb, but if anybody's poking out or standing on this side of where they can stretch the diffuse, they're able to be seen. And now for bounties callouts, this is P1 or mid. Mid leads to vent, and vent of course brings us to P2 or kitchen. Kitchen leads to statue or back spawn. This is bar. Bar leads to back patio. If we take the stairs up here, this whole area is top green. Most people won't be on this side of green. They'll usually be challenging from this side, so this is the main area that we'll call green. Green leads to strip or P4. Now, if we go from green, we have glass and all of outer glass, both sides of the ramp. This one leads up to P3. P3 leads to construction. This whole area here is construction. Construction steps lead to P5. This is reception. Back here is sign. You can call this whole area sign because that's what we're on top of. This is BS&D, and BS&D leads back to statue steps. And for these here, you can call them lights or lily pads. And on either side, you can call these waterfall or hop-ups. And that's going to do it for my bounty and dealership overviews. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope this helped out. If it did, let me know with a like or a sub, and I'll catch you next time at lunchtime.